gaming section. Extinction.
Hey guys, this is Licks from the gaming section, bringing you another guide to Call of Duty Extinction Mode, Point of Contact, 5 Relics. This was probably my third attempt doing this, and it actually was very successful. I had a hard time getting through it, of course, as I was getting used to doing 5 Relics. My first 2 attempts I failed at the end, and this time I actually succeeded. So I thought I'd post this guide out and show you how I did it. As you can see, I have explosive ammo, riot shield, armor support, and sentry gun. Now let's kick off the first challenge. Self-explanatory, just melee attacks, easy as always. I actually like getting this challenge over the no damage one. The damage one isn't hard either, but there's more room for error with the no damage one, where they can sometimes jump far distances and just clip you, and then you're done with that. In between these hives, I'm just gonna cut the footage into the next one. That's to save time. We already know to look around for items. It's important to try to get your sentry gun upgraded as soon as possible, as it really helps you out. It's easy just to get it out of the way anyway. Then you can focus on working on your pistol. Luckily there's a flare right there, so I lucked out. Didn't have to search around too hard for one. Now let's skip ahead. Next challenge. Keep accuracy about 75%. Also self-explanatory. Find it easy just to take one shot, like so, and then just knife the rest of them. Considering you upgraded your sentry gun, you can also place your sentry gun down, even though it's a tight corridor, and it will actually do the work for you. Now you just gotta protect it, knife the aliens that get on top of it, or on the drill. And then just wait it out till the wave's done. This hive is pretty easy, so I'm gonna skip this one. You can watch the later hives and you can see how I defend the other ones. With your next 2 skill points, you're going to want to upgrade your sentry again. And with this next challenge, kill 5 aliens with traps before the hive is destroyed. Self-explanatory. As you can see where I place my sentry gun on top of the fence, once it's on the electric fence, anytime they go for that sentry, they will kill themselves, and it'll do the work for you. And voila. Even after completing the challenge, it's still good to keep that electric fence alive, as it protects your sentry gun, which also in turn protects your drill, so you can maximize your score. Now with my next skill point, I have a choice here. I'm running low on ammo, and I want to maximize my ammo. So in this run, I just decided to use my skill point to upgrade my ammo. That way I can maximize as much ammo as I'm getting and not have to buy it as much. You can either use your point for that, or you can save it for after the next couple hives to finish off your sentry gun. As long as you utilize your sentry guns correctly and protect them, you won't have to have ammo as much. Moving on. Next challenge we have. Kill 5 aliens with propane tanks. This is pretty simple. Since I had other flares hiding around, I just decided to throw that flare, although I should have thrown it sooner before he got on the drill, because that's going to take down my score, but oh well. With that flare, I'm letting the aliens crowd around it, so that I can just blow them all up at once, or try to get 5. I didn't get all 5 at once, got 3 at least though. The other 2 will be easy with the other tanks I find. And as you've seen right there, you got to be careful with explosive ammo when it comes to propane tanks, because you just saw I just shot in the distance and that tank went to shit. Challenge completed. Let's move on. Next, finish off the sentry gun and get ready for the barrier hive. Here the double sentry guns will help you out a lot. Helps take care of all the scorpions if you face them in both directions. It's also important to note that between each hive, since you're going to have a limit of 3,000 cash only, to try to maximize as much money and resources as you can. And what I mean by that is if you have about 2,500, we'll just say, and the round's about to finish, you know you're going to get more money for completing the round or the hive. So make sure you throw down some ammo if you need ammo, or if you need armor, throw down some armor before the points actually hit your cash pool, so that you can have more money, and as opposed to just letting it hit your score and then it maxes to 3,000 and then you buy ammo after that. You're wasting money that way. This is very key to your survival and keeping you resourced with ammo, armor, riot shield, etc., sentry guns, everything. I'll show you an example when this barrier hive goes down. It's good to stay in the back and keep an eye on your sentry guns. Make sure that the scouts don't jump on them and destroy them. Also note that if you have enough resources, or if you're not doing a relic run, you can turn around and shoot this hive, the barrier hive, and damage it to try to get the wave done sooner. It'll assist the helicopter. Although that's just an FYI, I would not recommend it in a relic run, as you need as much money and ammo as possible. This barrier hive is fairly easy, so we're going to skip ahead, and I'll give you an example of what I was talking about earlier as far as maximizing your money and resources. Okay, so as you can see right here, my ammo is low and I have about $2,020. So now, since the barrier hive is about to finish, I get some more ammo, and the score of 1,290 goes into my bank. Now I'm back to pretty much the same amount of money. Next, we got to start working on our pistol. And to take the conservation a step further, you notice after each barrier hive there's a box of cash on the ground. If you're near max money and you can use some more armor, riot shield, ammo, whatever, throw it down, get your resources, and then pick up the cash. This way you'll maximize your resources. I can't stress enough how much just doing this between each hive helped me to survive more and keep me resourced with everything I needed. Next hive we have kill 3 aliens in the air. This one can be pretty difficult. I have a lot of trouble with this one from time to time. I find it's easy if you take propane tanks and place them somewhere near the ladder where you know you're going to have to go up and elevate yourself, like so. Once the aliens decide to come and jump at you, if you can shoot the propane tank, it'll kill them instantly in the air. Need to place this tank better though, and I'll demonstrate right now for you. As you can see, he's oncoming. As he jumps, you kill him in the air. When he blows up, there's one right there. That's one way to do it. If you have multiple tanks, or if you have multiple aliens coming at you at once, it's really helpful to do it. If you can wait for like 2 coming at you, then that would make it even easier. Otherwise, you might run out of propane tanks eventually, trying to do one at a time. Hopefully there's 3 lying around close to you to do so. You can also wait for the scorpions too. Just put out some damage on the scorpions prematurely and wait for them to start jumping, and once they do jump, fire upon them to do the same thing. It's really difficult to try to plan it sometimes, as you can see. Just takes a little bit of practice and you can accomplish it. You can also try to wait and see in time when the scouts are just about to leap at you, and you can do it like so. And thanks to this scorpion, give me my last one. Place the 2 sentries in opposite directions like so, cover both streets and alley, and then upgrade your pistol further. The rest of this hive is pretty easy, so I'm going to skip ahead to the next one. In almost all my runs, I typically put 3 skill points into the ammo before I start upgrading the pistol further. This will ensure that I have a decent amount of ammo every time I drop an ammo box down, and it'll last me well into the other area until I can complete my pistol and then work on it further again. And as you can see right here, this is a simple challenge, you know, spending 6,000. Just try not to place sentries prematurely. Sometimes I tend to place a sentry before I lay the drill down. This time I actually thought it out and planted the drill first and waited to see the challenge, just in case it happened to be one like this. You also got to be careful though, because sentries can last a whole round when they're fully upgraded. So if you're depending on just your sentries to spend the $6,000, as long as you defend them well enough, they will last the round, and you will not spend the 6,000. So you're gonna have to at least throw down some ammo, even replace your riot shield or some armor to complete the challenge. And also beware of the Seekers, as they do a lot of damage to sentries. And also beware, if you have a sentry placed down and the meteor is about to drop right on top of the sentry, if you can try to move the sentry out the way, that would benefit you. Otherwise, when the meteor does land on the sentry, most of the time it destroys it. It's instant damage. And if it lands on top of you, it can also kill you, so you gotta keep that in mind, be careful for that. And hunters are the biggest threat to your sentries. They can take a lot of damage before going down. So as soon as you see one running close to your sentries, it's best to already start trying to throw damage on them, melee them, do what you have to get rid of them. As you can see, my sentries outlasted the duration of the hive, so I last minute realized I had to throw down some more resources just to complete the challenge. Used up all my cash, but at least I have a lot of ammo and I'm okay. Plus the points came in and just hit my bank, so I'm back to good shape. With the next skill points, I upgrade the pistol further. Next hive and challenge. Don't spend any money for 2 minutes. If you don't have a lot of ammo at this point, and you need to purchase some or place a sentry, make sure you do it in that allotted time before it starts the challenge. Otherwise, you're just SOL and you're stuck. So luckily I had plenty of ammo, I had both my sentries, and I was okay. And unfortunately one of my sentries was pretty much already almost out of ammo, so now I'm just stuck with one. If you're stuck with only one sentry, it's best to move it back a little bit further so that it can cover most of the angles. The important part is to cover the street and whatever comes from behind the wall. And just defend it to the best of your ability. Any alien that's incoming towards your sentry, you just gotta take it out, melee it, do whatever you can. As you can see, my ammo is already starting to run low. This is the most difficult part about the 2-minute duration, is just waiting it out for the last couple seconds. It can get really ugly and hairy really quick. Had my other sentry died, I probably may have been screwed or would have wasted it down, or would have had to pop my flare just to complete the challenge. Thankfully, it died in the last seconds. That sentry, exactly where it's placed, can cover that alley for anything that comes down that alley, as well as anything that comes from the side alley. Then the next sentry you just place facing the street, and it'll cover anything coming in its path. And always try to keep an eye on those damn seekers. As you can see, just almost took me out. Got my 2 points, just decided to save them so I can get my pistol right after this barrier hive. In preparation for the barrier hive, it's good to place both sentries opposite of each other, one, or at least one facing the side, one facing the front. That way I can cover any of the aliens, since they all come from those angles for the most part. And if you place them exactly where I placed them, on top of the fence, once you turn on the fences, the electrical ones, they'll protect them from any aliens that try to jump on them. And as you can see, for the most part, you don't even have to pay attention to the hunters or scouts if they're going after your sentries, as the electrical fences will take care of them. Only look after them if they come after you. You can always just focus on the scorpions this way, and ultimately complete the barrier hive faster. If at any time you notice that a scorpion cannot be attacked by the front sentry, just place a couple shots on it and that'll force the scorpion to jump down and to reposition itself. Most of the time, they'll jump into the scope of the sentry, then it'll take care of itself. And as always, keep an eye out for those seekers. As you notice, I'm trying to put out some more damage on the hive to try to get it over with. You also got to keep in mind those fences too, so keep an eye on those fences whenever they go offline. Just keep them up, and then your sentries will be well protected. And sometimes you gotta get yourself into that electric fence just to place another sentry. You shouldn't take too much damage as long as you place it quickly, but try to make sure that you place it well enough on the platform so that it will be protected. Defenses went offline, but since it was pretty much near the end of the barrier hive, I didn't bother to pay the $600 to put up the fences again. And as you can see, throw on some more ammo before the money hits my bank. Finish off the pistol. You're ready for Desperado. Since I had more money to spare, just threw on some vests, regardless of having it upgraded or not. Got the cash, ready to roll. Next hive, do not take any damage from Seekers. This is pretty simple. You just gotta be aware of whenever the meteors drop and where the Seekers are at all times. And you can complete this challenge pretty easily. And as always, keep an eye on your sentries. Right there where my sentries just died. Ran out of ammo. Just gotta stay away from those Seekers. The Rhino pops out usually around this time. I meant to throw the canister as opposed to my flare, so it was an accident, but it was probably a better idea to just throw the flare anyway. And that way any hunters or scouts will be distracted and they won't be going after my sentry guns. If you can get the sentry gun to face the Rhino, that'd be good, but either way let the Rhino be distracted by it. I typically don't care for slow flames. They're okay, but unlucky for me, I was out of ammo right here and trying to make sure I didn't get hurt by the damn Seeker, so I had to abandon the drill and my sentry for the time being until I had enough money to buy ammo again. Lucky for me, the sentry was still alive, both of them. Next challenge, keep accuracy above 50%. With double pistols, this is kind of difficult. I mean, it's doable, but you just got to be very careful how you place your shots. And for being 5 relics, I didn't feel like being so careful, so this challenge I ultimately failed in the end. Some challenges you just can't complete. I mean, unless you really want to go for it, you can try, but if you're doing a relic run where you want to maximize your points, yeah, you want to try for the challenge. But if it's not feasible or you know you're not going to be able to do it, you're better just to save your downs and flares and whatnot. This hive is kind of difficult to keep an eye on as far as where all the aliens come from. I like where my sentries are placed as they can cover each other and the drill at the same time, but you can't turn your back on them for too long as all the hunters and scouts come from all angles. You can take out your sentries at any given moment. As you can see, I'm slowly climbing up in the accuracy, but it's not going to matter in the end. I don't get it. Now I'm going to skip ahead, so this hive is done. Next point's go into ammo. Finish out the ammo so you can maximize it. On this hive, I like to place sentries opposite of each other, one in the corner to my right, where you'll see right there, facing the drill, and the other one in the direct opposite corner, also facing the drill. Has good coverage. This next challenge, find the leper. If you can find the leper, he's usually the one that's running away, like towards the fields and away from the drill. So if you can find him, the one that's doing that, it's usually the leper. And apparently he's a hybrid right between the size of the scout and the hunter, so he's like right in between there. I think you can see the distance, that's where he was, where I just shot at. Had I had my SOFLAM, I probably could have shot at him and maybe got him, but I didn't realize that was him until I noticed in the last minute. And if possible, always try to keep your sentries up on this hive. It gets really hectic without them. Well, for any of these hives actually, the ones in the cabin area. A rhino pops out at some point around here, so you just gotta keep your head on a swivel. Found him right now. Just let the sentries do their work and try to keep yourself alive, so all the other aliens are jumping for your sentries and yourself. And try to stay right outside the rhino's range of his attack, that way you don't take any damage while he's attacking your sentries. Sometimes you just gotta run to try to avoid it. At this point, they downed me, but it's okay as I had 3 downs to go, and I'm willing to use them if it's going to keep me alive. Now since everything else is upgraded, it's time to work on the armor. We're going to need it for these next hives. Just barely putting down the drill and they're already jumping on my sentry. Unfortunate for me. I know I skip ahead between hives, but it takes forever just to try to get your old sentries to the new position, as well as the drill. And sometimes the aliens spawn before you can even put the drill down. But anywho, next challenge. Kill a scorpion with melee damage. This one can be difficult if you don't know how to get the scorpions to get close to you. Like I said, if a scorpion's far away, just shoot a couple shots into it, put some damage on it. This will make it change its position. Usually it'll jump to another area location. Sometimes towards you like so. Boom. Melee. Done. I looked out right there, I'm not even going to lie. Not everyone will have a scorpion jump directly at them like that. But you can make them jump towards you some instances. I find it's easy to have the sentry, one sentry in the front like so, and the one directly behind it, watching the drill and the sentry. For me, this seems to be the best cover. I'm sure there's other ways, but this one works best for me. And then just try to keep an eye on any of the hunters that are around so that they don't jump on your sentries like so, and seekers as well. And always try to keep a riot shield on your back at all times if you can. You can get away with it most of the time, but it's really helpful just to have it. That way you don't get beat from behind and take too much damage. Since this hive is complete, I'm just going to skip to the start of the next one. Preparation for the next hive. I like to have a sentry facing off to the right and one facing in the opposite direction as well. I have them in a cross formation though, meaning that the one facing the right is further back and the one that's facing the left is in the opposite direction, further back from that direction as well, as you can see the cross. Again, this just works for me. It may work for you, it may not. We got a repeat challenge of spending 6,000. I had no idea it would have been that. Had I known or thought that there was a chance that I would have had that, I probably would have waited to place the other sentry. It's no big deal. You can spend 6,000 on this hive, no problem. And as you can see, a lot of these hunters and scouts spawn from the ground or from underneath the cliff. So you just got to keep an eye out on these sentries. Stay right between them at all times if you can. Throw on some armor. Be prepared. And always try to save some money. Enough for ammo and a sentry if you can. I typically wait till I'm almost at 3,000, then I'll throw it on ammo if I need ammo, or armor if I need armor. Or if I'm already stocked, I'll just wait to see if a sentry goes down from using all its ammo, and then just place another sentry. And if you manage to save a flare at this point, that's really good. You can use it for when the rhino pops out, because there is at least one rhino that does pop out. Even a trophy system would be good on this part. And I do have one on hand, but I'm just waiting until later in the hive to place it down for protection. And usually I let the sentries take care of most of the aliens, but this hive can be really hectic, and a lot of times sentries can be firing directly at these aliens and they won't even get hit. Some of them like to creep, slowly creep. I don't know if you've ever seen it. So I try to assist them as best as I can. Especially because they can overheat. Usually when that earthquake happens, it's an indication of something coming big, usually a rhino, like right now. If you have any bombs, throw them now, lay the damage on them, and get rid of them as soon as you can. If you have both sentries facing him doing damage, that'd be great. And try to stay right outside his range when he's attacking the sentries. And there you go. if you have your ammo maxed, it's good to throw on an ammo box anywhere underneath about 80 ammo. And it usually gets you close to being maxed. That'll help you gauge to when you need to throw down some ammo and not waste money throwing down ammo boxes when you have about 100 and some rounds or 150 rounds. As you can see right there, that's how they look when they creep. Sometimes they can be creeping in the direction of the sentry itself, and it won't even fire at it. Or if it is firing at it, sometimes it won't even hit it. Perfect example. Try not to take your eye off anything for too long. Aliens are just coming from everywhere and it just gets hectic near the end. If you can manage to finish the round and still have some sentries up, you can actually take this time between the wave to go and place them further ahead so that you can plan your escape better as a distraction. Even put damage on the rhino that's going to pop out right here. It's time to roll out. This is one of those times you want to make sure you have a riot shield on your back to protect you. Place a sentry facing that way. Helicopter, sentry, and your double pistol should be more than a match for this rhino. Once this hunter came out, I should have just turned around and killed it. I was trying to see if I could just run away and avoid it, but as you can see, even though I have a riot shield on my back, they slow you down a lot when they hit it. If this ever happens on your run, just drop the sentry and take them out beforehand. That way you can have a smooth run and not take any damage like I just did. And at this point, I'm just trying to make sure I stay alive and regenerate health, which is why I just dropped the sentry, let the rhino go after it. Thankfully, I saved up all my downs, so I don't mind getting downed, like I said, as long as I know I'm going to survive. And around the 2:15 mark is when that last meteor goes away. At this point, you just book it. And again, don't let anything chase you from behind and hit you for too long. Congratulations, you're now home free, and you've just completed Extinction Point of Contact with 5 relics. On behalf of thegamingsection.com, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Please like and favorite it if you want to see more content coming from us. This is Lix, signing out.